The 2017 general election is expected to be very hotly contested, and every single vote will count from the county assembly all the way to the presidency. But contestants are now worried about one headache that has plagued elections in Kenya for decades. KTN's Fred Moturi follows the story of a potential voter in Kisii who says she will not bother going to cast her vote. A classic case of voter apathy. Here is the story of a school teacher called Sofi Nyaboke.
Sofi Nyaboke has a cumulative memory about elections. She's adamant that she will never, ever vote again.
Citing my evidence from the previous elections, especially the 2007 elections, we saw what happened. We saw with our naked eyes how people died. The unfortunate thing is that those ones who voted are the ones who are affected. The ones who are voted for the politicians did not get affected. So from my view, the voters are vulnerable.
The 26-year-old mother of two lives at the Otiso apartments in Kisii Town. Nyaboke cites voter buying, disputed elections, and other election malpractices as the reasons for her decision against voting.
So what happened in 2007 demoralized me a lot. The voters, those ones who voted, are the ones who were affected. They were displaced, they died, they were injured. Yet the politicians themselves were safe at their homes.
Nyaboke says she doesn't believe in the electoral body, which is often blamed for not conducting itself well in elections.
We even saw the chair of the IBC himself saying that at a point he said that he did not know who won the elections. So what does that tell you? It tells us that our votes at some point don't count. Yes, if I vote, then somebody tells me he doesn't know who won the election, and yet the winner was announced. Then it puts so many question marks in our mind.
Following the disputed 2007 elections, then Electoral Commission of Kenya Chairman Samuel Kivuitu admitted that he did not know who had won the elections. Kivuitu said that there were some problems with the count, noting that in one constituency, voter turnout was reported as 115%.
You will find that most of the youths, they have never even voted. Why? Because they have grown up seeing such kind of violence after voting, after the elections. The people are fighting. The politicians don't want to accept defeat.
According to the European Union's head election observer, the elections in 2007 were flawed, that the ECK had failed to establish the credibility of the tallying process to the satisfaction of all parties and candidates. Kivuitu said then that while irregularities had occurred, they were a matter of the courts, not the Electoral Commission, and following the Commission's declaration of his victory, former President Mwai Kibaki was sworn in for his second term. And Nyaboke said in some instances, she has witnessed her relatives being coerced to vote in a particular direction.
You find that some people, most of the people vote not because that they like that person, or not because that person is the person who is fit to do that work. You find that they have been forced by their spouses just because there is something that he has done to one person of the family, and that makes that person think that all the family members should just be voting along a particular line.
Nyaboke cites memories of incidents in several previous elections.
But they go, and when the elections are nearing, that is when they come and they bribe the voters. They know that if they have money, that is a direct entry to whatever seat they want to acquire.
She says that women are always looked down upon during an election, and since she comes from a small clan, she also doesn't see the reason for voting.
So you find that this clan that has been in power, it is the one that has a say. So the rest, we just keep quiet.
For Nyaboke, communities that have never had a president should be given a chance to lead, and at the same time, she adds that voter apathy indicates a decline in democracy.
Why should you vote? Because you know that at the end of the day, the president will come from a certain region. If you vote or you don't vote, that will be the result.
Nyaboke has a bias for gender issues, national security and children's rights, but currently she has decided that her vote will not be counted.
I will only change my mind if the IBC do their work as required by the law.
According to her, many of the politicians who get elected do not represent the beliefs and values of the general population.
Especially where I come from, in fact, there are those few politicians I've seen since I was born. They are being elected, yeah, the elections as they come, they are being voted in. After 5 years, they return to the office. Another 5 years, they are back to the office. And when you look around, there is nothing much they have done for the people.
Voting represents the exact desires and the will of the people, but the undecided may be seen as a drop in the ocean, but they could also be just enough to swing an election. Fred Moturi, KTN News.